Hello guys, today I'm going to be installing brand new leather seat covers for my driver and passenger front seats to my Lexus GX 460. The reason why I'm doing this is because when you get in and out of the car, you end up wearing this side right here and it looks terrible. It looks like it has a bunch of cracks, and also because I was sitting in my car with a screwdriver and I punctured this. So I decided to go online to this website called US Auto seat covers, and I bought all these leather covers. Decided to do it myself because the local auto upholstery shop wanted to charge me a couple of grand just to do this. So I bought this online for about 600 bucks for 4 pieces, real leather, and it is OEM. It follows your VIN number, your interior color code and everything. So these are original perforated with holes in the middle right here for your heated seats. And the first thing I did was I removed my seats, as you can see right here, 14 millimeter bolts. There's 4 of them right there, 14 millimeter and 14 millimeter. They look like this. They came out pretty easily. They were all covered with these plastic caps that just prise out pretty easily. Okay, once I removed those 4 bolts, there was these 3 plugs underneath the seats that I just unplugged. You might want to disconnect your negative battery post so you don't, blow the airbag or something. So these came off pretty easily underneath the seats. Once I disconnected all that, I removed the seats, brought into my garage. I laid a blanket and I can start working on this. So first things first, these seats have plastic covers on the side. Okay, they were pretty easy to remove. All I did was buy these plastic uh, panel removers from Harbor Freight. They're like $5 for a whole kit. I bought this just in case I need to remove any snap rings, needle nose pliers, and these small pliers will come in handy if I come into a little trouble removing stuff. Okay, I also have a Phillips screwdriver. I'm really lazy, so I always use my power one. The first things first, you got to remove these. They come out pretty easily. You just remove one of these panel clip movers, and they just pop right off just like this. Boop. The reason why it looks like it just fell right off is because I previously removed them, but they do come off pretty easily. Let's set these aside right here. Okay, so now that these are off, I don't need to remove this because this is smaller than the hole that it came in, so that should just come out pretty easily. So what I did was I flipped the seat on its back. When I flipped the seat on its back, what I did was I took one of these and I pried this cover off of this, so it just came off. It went pop and it came right out, right just like that. Once I did that, I started jiggling around to find out where all the tight spaces are, and I found out that it's also held in the same way in the back. So if I look in the back, same thing. I took my panel remover and I just pried it, and it just pops right off just like this. Okay, there's no screws or anything. There are absolutely no screws holding this panel together. The next thing I did is I put it on its back again. Once I put it on its back, there is a little plastic clip in there. Instead of prying it, all I did was push this whole entire panel to the back and it pops right out. Okay, and I'll show you what clip I'm talking about. This clip right here. I kept prying and it wasn't working, and I didn't really want to mess up the clip backing. So what I did was, see the direction of where the opening is? All I did was just pound this cover to the back and the whole thing just fell out. So once it falls out, all I have to do is remove this plug, and this plug, and this plug, and this comes right off. I'm not even sure if you need to remove all that. And you could just leave it dangling while you work on the seat covers, but I like everything to be out of the way when I'm doing this. Okay? And on the other side, you're going to need a power drill to do this. So if I went to the other side, I just lift up this carpet patch. It's not held on by anything. And you're going to see a Phillips screwdriver right there. Phillips right there. I'm going to unscrew it counterclockwise, put it down, and it comes right off. Look at that, huh? Once it comes right off, this other side is held on by clips right here. So if you can't remove it with your hands, here comes that panel remover again. It has a little slot right there for you, and you just pop it out. Just like that. Comes right off. The whole thing comes off. Okay, and now you have entire access of your seat covers. Your seat covers that's held on to the bottom are all held on by clips, and you can remove these by hand, or you can use any of these plastic panel removers, and they come right off. Okay, and the seat covers are held on by all these plastic clips along the bottom that can be removed by hand. You just have to wiggle and jiggle until you find them all. Okay, and that's how you remove the bottom. Now if you notice in the back right here, you also have this plastic cover. There are no screws holding this plastic cover on. All it does is just pry off with the little plastic panel tool. If you just pop it off just like this, it comes right off. There you go, it comes right off. And behind there is another clip for your leather seats that's held on by this plastic clip. And that's it. So after I remove the plastic clips, just like this right here, see, they're plastic clips that hold on to the metal right here. I did it all by hand. If you can't remove it by hand, you can use one of these plastic panel tools. You just do this, pop and pop, pop, it comes right out. And on the side, same thing. It pops out. See these plastic clips right here? It grabs onto this metal piece. See, I just loosen the front and all the sides, just like that. Now I'm going to be working on the rear. Now I went to the back of the seat. In the back of the seat, it's held on by this piece of carpet right here with the little mini light. So the back portion is held on with these plastic clips right here, and they were clipped onto pieces of metal underneath the seat. All I did was just remove it with my hands, so it comes apart. And there's a light right here, and it's connected with this little plug. So I disconnected the plug, and this whole entire flap opens up. Once this whole flap opens up, there's plug right here that I have to unplug, and see this black clip right here? This will hold the rest of the bottom portion of the leather seat. So all I have to do is just unhook this plastic off the metal, and the whole entire portion of the back seat should pop right back up, and you can remove it. So after I disconnected the rear plugs and the rear clip, this is what the rear clip looks like. See this black clip right here? And I disconnected the plugs right here. Disconnected the plugs from the rear seat. All I did was just slide this top portion out, and it slides right out pretty easily. So now all I do is just remove this cover, and just do reverse installation with the covers that I bought online on eBay. That's about it. Okay, to remove the back portion of the seat, all you have to do is remove this plastic piece right here. And to do that, you have to pop off 2 clips on the top, and remember, pull up, because at the bottom what's holding this are these L brackets right here that hang on top of these metal brackets right here. Okay, all you gotta do is just pull up and out, and it comes right off. Once it comes right off, all you have to do is just remove all these clips that hold the back part of the leather. Okay, just remember, a lot of these also come with these hog rings. You can just remove hog rings with a couple of pliers, and to reinstall them, you might want to go to your tool shop or Harbor Freight to get this special tool. It holds in a hog ring because it has slots inside to hold the rings together, and you clamp it down and it tightens. If you don't want to spend $6 on this tool at Harbor Freight, you can easily just use a couple of pliers and just pry it yourself if you want to do it the hard way. That's about it.